All right, so I had somebody comment on one of my videos. We were talking about contract terms, and they asked, "Do you have anything to protect yourself from cosmetic concrete cracking?" And so that yes, the answer is yes. There's several things that can be done. One, I used to sit down with the owners and do client interviews in the very beginning, and I would almost assure them that the concrete was eventually going to crack at some point. And because that's just what concrete does. It's a chemical reaction. It has water in it. The water evaporates over time, and it doesn't stop evaporating for many years actually. So so it's going to shrink, and that's the reason why we have control joints. I explained to them when you go walk down a sidewalk and you see the joints in the sidewalk, kind of what those are for, and it's to control cracking. So that's just the nature of it. And so you want to put that language in your contracts. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what used to put in my contracts. And so I had a clause in there. Number one, I want to recommend this book. It's called the Residential Construction Performance Guidelines. And this gives tolerances. So we work with imperfect materials. We understand that as contractors, but your people that you're doing work for, may not know anything about construction, and so they don't know that our construction standard construction tolerances. So I used to buy this book and hand it out to my clients at the beginning of the build, so that they would know and understand that hey, there are some construction tolerances that we go by. And so I'd put in my contract, hey, we use this book. These are the guidelines. And I also put in my contract that contractor is not liable for any just normal shrinking and swelling that is expected through the construction process. So you get your lawyer, you write that how you want. Again, that's just kind of one of the things that I put in there. And then going back to what this particular person asked about concrete cracking, within this book, I've got a copy of it, and I don't want to show it because I don't want any copyright issues, but it just says in here, it has observations, performance guidelines, corrective measure, and the discussion that you can have with the client. So this book is a contractor's friend. And it says, okay, the observation is the concrete floor is cracked. So the performance guideline says minor cracks in concrete slabs are normal. Concrete exceeding 3/16 of an inch will be repaired. So the corrective measure says using a material designed to fill cracks in concrete, the contractor will repair horizontal cracks that do not meet performance guidelines. So they're right there saying, look, you can go get some concrete filler. You're not tearing out the slab and re-pouring it, which is what most people want to have done. So this performance guideline book, purchase it, read through it, highly recommend. Another thing that I used to always do, however, to try to prevent cracking is that concrete is going to crack in its weakest points. And so I used to do on inside corners. Again, I used to work in commercial, so I had some engineering drawings that would show things like this. But I would put a 4-foot piece of rebar that you can purchase at Home Depot for a couple bucks. I would put 2 of those in every inside corner because the inside corner creates a weak spot within the concrete. Another thing that creates a weak spot within your concrete is going to be making sure you have 57 stone or some sort of sand underneath the concrete, and make sure it is level and compacted as possible, so that if you are going looking underneath your slab, and you have some areas that are 6 inches deep, and then you can go up a few more feet and it gets to 3 inches deep because the gravel was unlevel, you're again creating weaknesses in the concrete, and these are places that the concrete can start cracking as well. So just be mindful of that to make sure your subsurface area is compacted and level as much as it possibly can be prior to pouring.